It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets. And it's all up next.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And away we go from East Rutherford. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
That pass complete to McMillan. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
To the air on first down. Young hits him on the out route. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. The rookie from Miami, there on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's 2nd and 7. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Sticking to the air, it's Young. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
First and 10 from the 41. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Second and 10 now. Thielen's got it. Complete. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. Here's Young on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They motion a receiver left. On 3rd down, it's Young. He's on the move. Caught it deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Prater puts it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Right, ready to send this one away. Xavier Gibson now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So now it's the Jets getting out on offense for their opening drive. And bringing them out an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
There's still lots of people around the NFL that believe that Justin Fields' best football's in front of them. Major believers of him as an upper-tier quarterback. And the reason why, Kate, is he's got physical traits that are just unique and different. He can run it like a running back, and he can spin a football as well. In fact, that running ability is some of the best in the game. But just continuing to build and refine his game as a passer between the tackles, that will be the key to the longevity of his career.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Shotgun snap to Fields. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Fields now on 3rd. Dump off caught by his back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. On the counter, Hall. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
This one finds Taylor. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Their opening drive continues. 1st and 10 now from the 39. Fields out of the gun. That's complete to Wilson. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Wilson's got it. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Has it in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Another throw for Fields. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Fields. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Jets pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. Breece Hall with the touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw. Just the right touch. And you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Point after by Mevis is good. And the Jets one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Mevis ready to send this one away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Carolina offense out and ready to go for their 2nd drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Young. Legette's got it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10, it's Hubbard. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally brought down at the 33. It's a gain of 29 yards. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it. And that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun snap now to Young. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Young working from the gun. That's complete till he gets. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Sending the tight end in motion left. Hubbard. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3. Give him a couple on the run, and it's now 2nd and goal. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Time for our second quarter here, and the Panthers are thinking points. Trying it again with Hubbard. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Panthers take a second quarter lead. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Matthew Wright for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers push their lead to 3. Ready to send this one away. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Now Fields. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Play action, Fields. Gets to the sideline and caught by Lazard. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. They They strike for 23 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Fields to throw it. Completed to Reynolds. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Hall. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Fields throwing here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And now it'll be 3rd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game.
Yeah. Touchdown, New York! Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Mevis now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets take a 4-point lead. Mevis ready to send this one away. Starting from the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now it's Young. Pulled in by Tommy Trumbull. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun and give to Hubbard. And this one doesn't go far. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Young to throw here on third. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Sam Martin on now to punt it away on fourth. Xavier Gibson on to return for the Jets. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Jets football. The Jets out to begin another drive. And that lead they've got, Brock, they are never going to have to worry about losing it if they keep scoring every time they touch this football.
Is that how it works?
It surprisingly is. You know, if you have the lead and you don't lose it, you win.
And that type of start, well, you wanted all 17 games of a season, but you're lucky to get it more than once.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They start the drive with Hall. And he'll do what he can. That carry gets to the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They give on second to Hall. And he's got a modest gain up to the 41-yard line. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on third down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Third down give to Hall. It's a 21-yard gain. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Here's Hall once more. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Josie Jewell making that stop. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be third down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They go right back to Hall. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Here's Fields. Caught by Lazard. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's going to take it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets now lead by 10. Breece Hall with the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Mevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets drive their lead to 11. Mevis ready to send this one away. His return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. They find themselves down 21-10 as they take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Young throwing here. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Counterplay, Hubbard. And this time they get to him early and stick him along the line of scrimmage. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for 3rd down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Panthers pushing for a score before the break. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Now Young. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
I think that time the defense was thinking a run play was going to come at them. Actually, most of us probably thought that was the right call. Still, wasn't a problem for them to adapt and get into coverage and force now a 4th down.
Sam Martin on the punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for 1st half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Fields. Escapes the pocket. He can run it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Able to find Corley. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They've got first down from the 31. Fields out of the gun. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Trayvon Merrick has it. Well, you love the idea here, partner. He challenged the back end of that cover, too. But it's the strong safety who burns him by stepping in front of that throw.
That's right, Kate. And I'll tell you what, that is about trust. When a D coordinator calls cover 2, he's trusting the strong safety. Yeah, he may be a little better at playing the run, but he's trusting them there to play the pass, to cover half the field. And that's exactly what he does to get the job done and go get that interception.
Here come the Panthers, taking over late in this first half. And they're going to be on the edge of field goal range to start after that interception. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Hubbard hauls it in. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Second and 3 now. From the 32. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Xavier Legette, the target on that throw. And now it's 3rd and short. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They'll come up 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Sticking to the air, it's Young. He's got it near the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers make it a one-score game before halftime. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say, it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Right on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Wangu now to return. And look at this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Jets and this running back headed back out for a new series. They'll have to be quick about anything they want to do here. We're just moments away from halftime. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. This one finds Taylor. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down throw for Fields. Finding Reynolds. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Timeout taken by New York. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and 3 now. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Here's Fields to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down punt upcoming, Brock, and here's Austin McNamara to put his leg into it. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Well, no pushing the envelope, it appears, in what remains of this first half. He's going to take a knee and watch that time run out here. That brings us to the break. The Jets with a halftime lead here in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the East. Dealing with some time constraints, it seems. We'll bypass halftime and get right back to the action. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jets are headed back out there now, led by Justin Fields. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's Hall. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
All gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Off play action, it's Fields. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Fields. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Fields on first down. Able to hit Hall, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Fields looking to throw. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Mevis now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets drive their lead to 11. Mevis ready to send this one away. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Carolina offense headed out now. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a 1-score game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. To the air on 1st down. Young. complete to Tremble. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Quincy Williams making the tackle. We got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I can speak from personal experience on this one. That is the absolute worst nightmare as a quarterback. When you call that bootleg and you turn around and all you see is nothing but a big old defensive end, yeah, your interest switch from getting rid of the ball to a little self-preservation. Good job just simply hanging onto the football.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Fields to throw it. Completed to Reynolds. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Josie Jewell making that stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They give to Hall on the draw. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Josie Jewell making that stop. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Fields now on 3rd. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers set to take the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Young working from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, Young. It's Cup, that's Thielen. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Here's a give to Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Third and just 2 to go. Hubbard again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a third and short stop.
Carolina in punt formation. It'll be Sam Martin doing the honors. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Now here comes the New York offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Fields. Hits him on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Hall running between the tackles. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Josie Jewell making that stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw, here's Fields. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they'll have it across midfield as he runs out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Fields out of the gun. Wilson on the slant. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Fields throwing here. Flushed out of the pocket. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Second and 3 now. This is Hall. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. So we're through 3 here. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Pressure coming. It's Fields. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They'll run for it with Hall. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now we'll get a stoppage for an injured player as they head out to check on, looks like an injured Panther. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Throw complete to Thielen. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Play action now. Young. He finds Sanders. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here's 2nd and 5. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Sticking to the air, it's Young. Makes the play working the sideline, but it takes him out right at the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They are throwing it again. As the open man downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Young on the play action. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Still sticking with the passing game. Connects with Hubbard. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. This throw is caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Hubbard trying this up the gut. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
A tight end in motion now. 1st and goal. Hubbard goes up and over for the touchdown. The Panthers now within 1 score in the 4th. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And he can't connect with his man, so they tried for 2, but it doesn't work out. So a little pressure alleviated by the touchdown, but plenty still remains. Going to need to manufacture another trip to the end zone as they trail by 5.
This feels a little bit like a golf event to me, Kate, where those golfers will spend a big round not even looking at the scoreboard, not even know where they sit. But then when it gets down to winning time, they do know exactly what they need. And to consider that golf analogy, well, this team now needs a birdie when it matters the most.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Gibson now to return. Returns looking good so far. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First and 10 now from the 30. Fields looking to throw. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Another throw for Fields. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Shotgun snap to Fields. Finding Reynolds. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Completed to Reynolds. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Fields out of the gun. He brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Hall. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
2nd and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone. Here's Fields to throw. Finds his target, Hall. And in, touchdown, New York. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Mevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets push the lead up to 12. Mevis ready to send this one away. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Young. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Give all the credit to the coverage on that one. Even with plenty of time to throw, they never gave him a lane to complete it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Young. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Young working from the gun. That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's fourth down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. They're going for it, Young. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Offense up to the line fast. Young on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. From the pistol, it's Young. He finds Sanders. And he'll only get 3 here as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on these 3rd and 7. Here he is to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. And they will not connect here, incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Hall. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They go right back to Hall. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Third and just 2 to go. Looking to throw Fields. Caught by Lazard. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
2nd down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. give on second to Hall. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that first down.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the win goes to the Jets. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from New York.